My mother came to New York with me when I was 11. And I sold papers, sold newspapers, journal, you know, on the street, you see. And when I was 12 and a half, I got a job on a paper, the New York Journal, as a copy enfant, you see. And when I was 14, I got a job with the greatest editor in the United States, Arthur Brisbane. Very big man, old man. And Arthur Brisbane, when he was very young, he wrote the story about Bartholdi in 1886 and the Statue of Liberty. That was his story. It's a famous newspaper. And I worked on that paper till I was 17, and then I became a reporter. I worked on a paper called The Graphic, and that's a bad paper. Beaucoup crimes every day. And my mother, she's not alive now, but my mother, like all mothers, I work, she eats, see? But she says, why don't you work on a good paper? And I said, why don't you work on a good paper? I take the money every week from a bad paper. She eats. She's eating. And while she's eating, she said, why don't you work on a good paper? Compris? It's so silly. The mothers are all alike. I worked on many papers in the United States. I worked my way across the country in the Depression. And Denver News, Detroit Times, Philadelphia Inquirer, San Francisco Chronicle, San Diego Sun, Philadelphia Public Ledger. I worked on those papers. Rocky Mountain News, see, many papers. And those days you go from one paper to another and work 2-3 weeks. Take the money, leave. Everybody writes for money. I do not know anybody who writes not for money. I started ghost writing. And the publishers would give me money in advance, and the name of the book, the amount of words to be written, and the name of the writer. Fancy name, like H. Safferton Britt. See, that's a fancy name. I don't like politics. As far as religion is concerned, I am not religious. But I have many, many times put religion into a picture, because if you are religious and you believe in this, then I say you have a right. I fight for you. I respect what you want to believe in. I mean, who am I to tell you what to believe in? I get very, I fight. Physically, I'll fight. Because I don't like people to tell anybody what to think. Dirty, no conscience, no regret, no friends. That's war. I do not exalt war. In my pictures, I show that war is very barbarous, cannibalistic, and medieval. I say that as long as you are making a movie, you can do anything you want about subjects like war, makes no difference. But that doesn't mean that I say we should always have war. For about 8 or 10 years, I made pictures with many men. And people were worried about me. I made so many pictures with just men. So I decided it would be nice if I made pictures with girls. Most women in the world are very fine women. They're very good, you see? Then something happens. They get jealous. They get envious. So they kill. They steal. They cheat.
I'm drunk, Kelly, please. I'm drunk, Kelly, please. Run.
$100. You parasite. I'm taking only what's coming to me. 50, 60, 70, 75. I'm not rolling you, you drunken leech. I'm taking only the $75 that's coming to me.
People who go to movies like exotic things. Whenever you have a movie about Rome or Paris, the reason in Hollywood, at any of the studios, the reason they show Paris, not the way you see it, because you say, my God, another Arc de Triomphe, another this, another that. They don't care about that. They know that millions of people all over the world, when they hear of Paris, they want to see Paris the way the picture postcards are. You cannot argue with what the people want. Now, I do not like hamburgers. I don't eat hamburgers in America. But every day, 10 million hamburgers are sold. 20 million hot dogs, they're sold in cities. I do not like malted milk. There's over 100 million malted milk sold alone in Hollywood at the drugstores between 11 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. The secretaries, the girls, they all walk in, malted milk, malted milk. Now, does that mean it's wrong to sell malted milk? That's what I'm getting at. If that's what they want, fine. If you make a picture you really want to make and nobody goes to see it, you're not going to do it again. If you do it the second time, you have no money. My favorite picture is the champion flop of all time. Not an ordinary flop, but a champion flop. That's Pacro. I like that so much, I put my money into it. See? At that time, I had some money in the bank, and I exactly had $201,000 in the bank. I took $200,000, I left $100,000 in the bank for cigars and cognac and vodka, see? And I took the $200,000 and I put it in the picture. And all gone like that. But I knew in advance, Luke, in advance, that the people would not like the picture. You understand? This is a personal gratification to make a picture about a street, a newspaper street, that I grew up on when I was a child. And I liked it. Now, you know artists here in Paris, young directors, they have an idea. How many of them would put their own money into the picture? That's what I want to know. One of the characters was based on the young Negro who went to school called Meredith. It was based on him, the first Negro who went to university down in the South. And I said to myself, what would happen if he got sick in the head and went crazy? And he went to hospital. And he thought he was white, and he thought he was the head of the KKK. So I put into his mouth the words that made him crazy. That, to me, is good drama.
Let's get him before he marries my daughter.
I thought, for Shock Corridor, I thought it would be very good to expose the stupidity of many people in the South who listen to men who make speech of bigotry. And in order to dramatize that, I have in an insane asylum a man make a speech. And the other people, the insane people, they listen and they like what he says and they go with him. I want the people to realize that these people in the insane asylum are not different than the people outside who follow bad leaders. That's it. Yeah, well, I like violence for two reasons. One, I think that in a motion picture, unless the plot, the story situation moves you, I think something should be happening on the screen. I think there are many pictures where they spend 7 or 8 reels, 70, 80 minutes. Do you want to smoke? Do you want some tea? Do we go to dance? Will your mother be there tonight? Does your father know we are out late? I think this is terrible. To me, it doesn't interest me. I know many people say, but this is life. I think this is a bore. It bores me. You see, I would rather have a man walk into a hospital with a machine gun and into the maternity ward where 20 women are there with little babies. I would prefer opening a picture where he shoots them all, you see, than a man and a woman coming out to a place like this at night and he says, cigarette? Merci. Belle, beautiful, oui, beautiful. Nice music, yeah. See, this is already the same footage. Everything is going on at the same time. But the other one bores me. I don't care about them smoking a cigarette. That's it.
Everyone knows what this is, but few of us know what throbs underneath. And I know. I wrote the story of Underworld USA. My name is Sam Fuller, and in order to back up my story, I had to get facts. Well, I dug deep, and I got the facts. Facts that uncovered a world of vice and crime. And that's why Underworld USA has to be seen, because this world, with all its quiet brutality, is a threat. It's a threat to everyone, everywhere.
I always am interested in anything illegal because it's interesting and exciting. I have nothing against an organization in America called the Girl Scouts of America, the Boy Scouts. I think it's very nice. But I am not interested in writing how they make fire with 2 pieces of wood. That to me is not dramatic, and I don't care if they make a fire, unless they're going to burn down the whole city. You say, why do I like evil organizations? You say it's evil. To the gangsters, they are not evil. To you and maybe to me, they are evil. You see, you look at it on one side. To them, it's not. We are the evil ones. We are the fools. They have no patience for people who work all day and go home and eat with the families. To a criminal, a working man is a criminal. You must look at. I have talked to many criminals since I've been a young man. I interviewed them in execution chambers where they are electrocuted. I've interviewed them where they are hanged, you know, hanged. And I've interviewed them where they are gassed. And all of them have the same philosophy. They think I am fool. They laugh at me, even though they're going to die. These are pure criminals, and I like them because they are part of a world, their progress in civilization. I made a picture called Pickup on South Street. I had a 10-minute scene. 10 minutes. It's when Thelma Ritter comes in and the policeman asks her to help them find Richard Widmark. And she has a tie and she's trying to sell it to the government official. I had 32 camera moves. You didn't notice it. You thought they were cuts. 32 times the camera moved. 32, 32. You see? And my grip, my man with the dolly, never looks up. He looks down, like this with the camera. And I'm right behind him. When I touch him, he goes to number 2. I touch him, 3. Touch him, 4. If I do that, he skips 1. He'll go to C. I go back again, he goes to 5. Are you with me? He knows. He's got a mind. And another man is crossing him off. Now, the actors, they're moving. I go in close. I'm down here. I'm up there. I whip, and I'm slow. I rehearsed that thing all day, and I took the scene about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I had 3 days ahead of schedule.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Fuller, but aren't long takes like that a little risky? What if something goes wrong toward the end?
Or the last 2 minutes, You're right. That's the excitement. That's the excitement, that if the scene takes 9 or 10 minutes, now we're near the end. We're near the end, and your heart's going like that, because if they make one mistake, it's spoiled.
But that's excitement for the director, not the audience.
I'm not interested. They don't know technically what I'm doing. It's excitement for me, and the actors act better. They get more tired as they talk. They don't have to worry about their voice changing. If a man is angry with you for 5 minutes, at the end of the 5th minute, if I have not cut, you will see the difference in his voice when he's talking to you.
But you can't get perfection in a 10-minute shot the way you can in a shot that lasts 20 or 30 seconds.
Well, if that's true, why aren't all the pictures that have been made, the last 200 pictures, shot your way, the old-fashioned way? That's old-fashioned. They make a there's a director who says, you come in here, sit down, say so-and-so. You cut. Good. Very good. That's not movie making to me. That's there's no imagination.
And suppose one of your stars muffs a line or forgets some business.
Yes, it's tragic. Yeah, but that star won't work with me again. You see? When I shoot the scene, I never want my people to think mechanically of where they go, where they sit, because my crew is ready. If a man has to go from this chair to this table, and he's going to make a mistake, my cameraman has already lit it in a way where he's prepared for a mistake. The man, the grip, the man with the camera, he knows exactly. The minute he sees it's wrong, he'll do that. He will. You understand? My characters are natural in that. I don't like people who walk, they look around, they sit down, they talk. The cup is there, the paper, no. First of all, that's old-fashioned way. It's called safe. I don't cover. You know what a cover shot is? Yeah. I never cover. Now, if I make a mistake, that's my fault. If you don't like the scene, that's my fault. But anybody can make a film and cover. That means protection.
To get back to that dolly shot in 40 Guns, just how did you balance the lighting?
That's not my headache. I'm not a mechanic. That's my cameraman. The people who handle the camera, that's their job. My job is the acting, the emotion, the dialogue. Do you understand? Too many directors know about lenses. They know the technicality of a camera, and I think that's crazy. They should pay no attention to it. I don't know what lens he uses, but when I tell my man I want to shoot from here or there, whatever it is, he knows. He says, okay. I never had any. You know, I use some of the best cameramen in the business.